Okay.
Well, okay. Well, it's going to be on. There we go. Oh,
It's not in timeline yet. Not in your
streaming.
timeline.
Hold on. I got to do something here. I got to re-add something here. What the heck?
Oh, it's showing up live.
On my profile?
No. Angels and Demons.
Okay, yeah, that's my podcast page.
Podcast videos, podcast if live. But it's not showing up in your timeline, is it?
It's been removed for some reason. I don't know.
So, will we have any audience?
We do have an audience.
Okay, right, yeah. I got it on the comments. I'm going to share it right
I got
now too.
somebody so far. So,
I'm sharing it to Esoteric Family,
okay.
Truth Seekers Prophecy,
Let's go
Esoteric
ahead
Light
and share it
Workers.
around. We got more people popping in, so
Share to a group. I want to share to my timeline. But how do I do that?
one
Yeah,
second, people. Let's get this shared around here real quick. And our viewers can help
okay.
us share as well if they want to help us share.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Bradley Powers, and I'll be discussing with you about my enlightenment. And I'm with my host, Christopher Shearer, and he's actually doing podcasts. And the podcasts are of the content of enlightenment, ascension. What else, Christopher?
Your enlightenment experience, what it felt like to you, how it's affected your life, all the what it's affected with your personal life, your work life, and then other things like any advice for people. We'll just start from the talk. I'm writing a book, and I'm getting various testimonies from people about how they've went through some similar type of experiences, and it's mainly to help people open up their eyes and their perceptions beyond the five senses. If you would like, Bradley, you can start whenever you want.
Thank you. And yeah, I've shared to a load of people already, a load of groups. I shared to a load of groups. It's in yeah, so it's in Esoteric Family, and it's in Truth Seekers Prophecy.
Okay.
Hi everybody, my name is Bradley Powers. I host a amazing show that's been running for a few years now called Esoteric Hours, and today I'll be discussing a little bit about myself. Okay, I just straighten the tie if I can. That way, that's it. That's the right way.
You look great. You look sharp.
Right. Okay. I've got my Union Jack hat on because I want you to know that I'm not Canadian and I'm not Australian.
Good to know.
Right. Not that I have anything against them, because I haven't, because they're all part of the Commonwealth. Right. What happened was, once upon a time, when I was age 9, I remember we was going to move the next day to a new house. Well, the day before we moved, at age 9, the day before we moved, what happened was I was looking out the window, and then I looked at, for something said to me, pull the curtain back, look at the wall. So I followed the instructions. I pulled the curtain back. I looked at the wall and I saw a hand, this hand like that, a black hand on the wall. And I put the curtains closed, pulled the curtains back again, and then I looked at the wall and the black hand was still there, and it stayed there and it didn't even move. And that was at age 9. And I was thinking, what's that? I've got a black hand on my wall. I don't understand what that means. That was at age 9. Well, my paranormal phenomenal experiences become common to me when I was age 12. And when I was age 12, I experienced many encounters with spiritual entities and demonic entities too that were rather unpleasant at age 12. I remember telling my parents actually that my grandfather, who actually just passed away, came and visited us. He come to visit me in my bedroom. I know he come to visit me because he brought the dog with him. Well, I was under the covers. I didn't see him or the dog. I knew he was there with the dog. I just knew psychically. And what happened was the following morning I got up, I looked under the dressing table and there was a dust. It was very dusty and there was a footprint of a dog. And we don't own a dog. It was a footprint of a Jack Russell. He brought the Jack Russell with him. I told my parents and they laughed and they didn't believe me. So I never ever told them about any encounters I had with paranormal phenomena again because they laughed at me. And what happened was, yeah, that was the beginning, age 12. So what did I experience at age 12? Well, I knew nothing about nothing. No one taught me nothing. Well, what I experienced at age 12 was I awoke to find a druid priest sitting on my bed. And I remember I looked at him and I couldn't see through him. He was solid. I could see the weave of the cloth of the fabric of the gown that he was wearing, but I couldn't see through it. It was solid material. And so anyway, that's what I experienced. And I remember telepathy saying, like, what are you doing there? And he was actually, he was performing a sermon over me like I was a prince. I was honoured as well.
Wow.
And yeah, he was performing a sermon over me like I was a prince. It's possible that he was a Hierophant knight, a High Druid priest. Actually, I actually know that he came from Glastonbury. Glastonbury's where King Arthur is buried. Hi there, Beck Birdie. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining, Beck.
So that's what happened there with the Druid priest. And then I remember awaking one night, well, about maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I found a shade kneeling beside my bed looking through my bookcase. It was a shade. If you see a shade, it normally means you're going to die. But in this case, this shade was there to protect me. I was age 12. And I was thinking, wow, what kind of a ghost is that? It was a black shade looking at my bookcase. And it was looking at a book called King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. That's the book it was looking at. And the shade was actually summoned and conjured, I really realise this now, by Merlin. Merlin's my guardian angel. And that's an honour in itself. But the shade is a spirit guide. So was the druid priest that was sitting on my bed. It's my spirit guide. My guardian angel is Merlin, which I was to discover later on in life. But I would say then I experienced some trauma for about 4 or 5 years, and it killed any spiritual contact with me. But I had a magical blanket laid over me to actually try and to protect me from the trauma that I was experiencing. So I never actually encountered spiritualism, but magic. I was protected by magic, if you like. And right. Then I left home as soon as I could, and then I married, and then I started my own businesses. And I went to Egypt. I've been inside the pyramids. I walked the path of gods. I walked the path of goddess Isis, King Anu, Thoth, Lord Marduk, God Set, Horus. I've walked the path of gods, you know. Inside the pyramid, I walk down the chamber. I see the black empty sarcophagus, which I believe is a time machine. And yeah, it was a true honor to be inside the pyramids. I galloped a horse out into the Sahara Desert really fast, like a jockey would. The reason why is because I got on this horse and it went into a gallop, and I was going, stop, trying to squeeze it. And I was making it go faster. And it went really, really fast. And I was galloping out into the desert. I didn't know how to stop it. Anyway, that was the inside the pyramids. And oh, we got audience. So from the
Sorry about
pyramid,
that.
that's all right.
Go ahead.
From the pyramids, I got a car yard, a car showroom, a nightclub called the Chapel where you would come to worship the DJ, and we played hard house music all night long, and like you know, but I was a bit of a villain then, and we got shut down because we didn't have a license, you know, and anyway, moving on, age 32, I become a voice hearer. And I actually didn't know if I was going insane or not. I was a voice hearer. Anyway, I wasn't going insane. I realised that I knew I wasn't going insane, but I was a voice hearer and I didn't understand why. And I had a voice in me for 8 years. Then there was a break for 4 years. And then I picked this one I got with me now. I picked this demonic entity up 12 years ago, and he's still with me now. I've got to try and figure out a way to get rid of him. However, what happened was, yeah, so like I had a big break from, I've been a spiritualist all my life without realizing it. I was with the Jehovah's Witnesses for a couple of years, but I felt that they wasn't for me. Or I loved the way they were so passionate and in love with Jehovah. I loved that, but it wasn't for me. And yeah, been a spiritualist all my life, really, when I think about it. But yeah, so my enlightenment come not with the first voice that I heard for 8 years, which was a malevolent voice. Used to try and play mind games with my head. I actually then I had a 4-year break. Then it's this voice that come to me, who is actually a person, because I've remote viewed him, and I could spirit read him, and telepathy as well. Yeah, I know all about this one that's in me, and I've been in him. I've been in his house. He's alive right now. Lives 100 miles away. He's watching this show. He's in me, looking through my eyes, and I know all about him because I remote viewed him. And the thing is, yeah, he introduced himself to me as well. But the thing is, I become spiritually enlightened, awakened 12 years ago. I stopped watching telly 12 years ago. I stopped reading a paper 12 years ago. And I just stumbled on Facebook. I just stumbled onto groups. Somehow I ended up becoming admin of 500,000 members. And I don't know how that happened. I just happened. I didn't plan on it happening. I got 12 groups, 500,000 members. And I'm thinking like, wow, where's this coming from? Like, and then Facebook come along and shut down 4 of my groups, blocked 250,000 members from following me. My show at Eastern Take Hours was pulling in 12,000 viewers, and Cassidy would tell you it was pulling in 1 million viewers. And Facebook didn't like the content we were sharing about conspiracy theories, so they shut me down, banned me from watch parties. And like, yeah, we lost loads of viewers, big time. I'm not big time like that anymore. And I think, but I'll get back up there again, but it will take time. Oh, thank you, Beck Birdie. You love that. You ask all sorts of questions and allow all perspectives, Bradley. Yes, I do, actually. You can come to me with a different perception, a different opinion, and I won't knock you down. I'll present you with an alternative view. That's what I will do. And then you can take that alternative view, the diversity that I present to you, and you can either absorb it, recognize it, treat it as an option or a possibility, or you can dismiss it. It's your choice. Or you can stick with the belief that you already have. I'm a spiritual advisor. That's what I do for a living, actually, is advise people spiritually. Anyway, yeah, so thank you for sharing that, Beck Birdie. And yeah. And like I say, yeah, so I remember one time, God Dionysus come to me, because spiritual regal spirits come and talk to me at random, amazingly, and it's a true honor when they do. I've been attacked by many demons, quite a lot of times. I've been attacked by demons, different kinds, and all you can do there is hold fast and brace yourself, because there's not a lot you can do to stop them unless you shout out Jesus, which I never did. One time I was being heavily attacked by a demon, and I couldn't handle it. It was quite intense, and I shouted out Merlin really loud, and Merlin stopped the demon from attacking me. So that was quite, you know. decent of him. And Merlin, as I've had this entity in me tried to fry my brains. Merlin appeared from nowhere and went bang like that. It stopped him. It went stopped him from frying my brains. I was impressed. And anyway, hi there, David Nash. Thank you for joining us. David Nash is in the house.
Thank you, David.
And so yeah, but Dionysus said to me, like, he'd love to have a party with me. He'd love to come take me on a party with him. And I said, I'd love to party with you, like, you know what I mean? Because Dionysus is the god of parties, the god of festivals, the god of the vine, you know? And like, so I'd love to party with him, and he'd like me to party with him. So we're like, we got to get something going there. Anyway, the thing is, he said to me, epiphany. And I didn't know what that meant. Now, epiphany, what's an epiphany? I had to look it up. And he was saying that I was witnessing, and he was witnessing an epiphany in me of me awakening from my slumber and recognizing that I am more than who I am. And what am I? I recognize that I'm a shadow mage, a necromancer, a hierophant knight, an initiate of the occult. I am many things, you know, and a light worker and a truth seeker. I'm many things, as well as admin to 500,000 members. You know, I'm quite a lot of things, really, to be honest, and a presenter of esoteric hours. And I've connected a lot of people together, you know. When I met Cassidy, he wasn't really anything, and I made Cassidy who he is today, and he will admit that as well, you know. Yeah, I helped to raise Cassidy Lightwing to a new platform, and which I enjoyed. I connected Tiffany with Global Paranormal, and her show, Tiffany's Tarot, which I named, has got like 50,000 viewers. You know what I mean? So I connect people with people. That's what I do. Well, look at Christopher Shearer. I've connected a lot of people to you that are spiritualists. You know what I mean? I've got more to connect to you, actually. I've got more. I've got another 2 more for you, actually. It was on my show. Them 2, they'd probably be ideal to come on your show. One's a ghost hunter, one's a psychic medium, but they're both psychic mediums, really.
I just want to add in here real quick. Yeah. I will interview everybody, but just so everybody knows, not everybody may have a spot in the book. I've only got a little bit of space, but I would still love to keep doing this and talking to as many people as I can, because it's very interesting and I'm intrigued by it. So it would be a great experience to reach out to other people like this. So go ahead, Bradley.
Yeah, it's all right. It's quite addictive. That I'm drinking strawberries and cream flavored milk tonight. You know, I drink a lot of milkshakes.
Ice water.
I don't drink alcohol or take drugs, and like, if I do, the spirits they haven't got a problem with it. They just don't really want to talk to me. So therefore, I have to stay sober, dry, grounded. You know, if I wish them to connect with me. But yeah, even if I get attacked by demons, any spiritual connection is a true honor for me. And like, I've been chosen. Not everyone's been chosen. Yeah, I have, and I recognize that. You know, some people will say it's schizophrenia, you're mentally ill, and all that, but I can't see how, because when I connect with these spiritual entities, these regal spirits, I know who they are, and they know who I am, and they're acting. They talk to me like they've known me for millennia. And I don't even know who they are. Well, I know they are from their credentials and their regal spirits, but I don't like. I don't think I've ever met them before. Yeah, they're acting like they've known me for millennia. I've encountered, regal spirits, deities, jinns, gods, goddesses like God Set, King Leviathan. King Leviathan's in the Bible. God Set's in the Bible. Archangel Gabriel. I've encountered angels on 4 separate occasions, and 2 of those were archangels. One of them was Archangel Gabriel, a cherubim angel, and an earth angel. And the earth angel embraced me 3 times. I was amazed. She was so impressed to see me. Like, she knew something about me that I didn't when I saw her. And she actually she extinguished a demon as well. A demon come out of the monitor of the PC, of the desktop screen, come out the monitor and just come into me like that, and it consumed me in one go, and it was in me. I thought, I've got a demon in me. How did that happen? I'm only looking at a monitor and I've got a demon in me. What do I do about that? This was on a Saturday night, and 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, this angel appeared, and she touched him, and he extinguished into the atmosphere. She terminated him. Wow. And he's like, God, what a really nice angel she was as well. But and I'm Merlin. I've encountered Merlin quite a few times. Merlin's my guardian angel. Merlin encouraged me to read the tarot cards, encouraged me to engage and navigate the occult, the esoteric library. Merlin taught me how to paint a pentacle for necromancy in the floor in silver paint, which was a portal, enabling it, making it easier for spirits to travel, to come to see me through this portal that I painted in the floor. And it works as well. As soon as I finished painting it, the smoke alarm went off and it wouldn't shut up. Like, to bust it off the ceiling, stick it in a bath of water, and it still wouldn't shut up. But like, yeah, so like what Merlin taught me, magic is real.
Oh, very, very real.
Magic is real. But it's not everyone will see magic. Those who don't believe in magic will never see it. David Nash has a question. Speak more of origins of your powers, Bradley. Where does it come from? Why have you done incantations from an early age? Drugs, other influences, bloodline? Why you, in other words? We all don't see angels and demons, obviously. Well, that's a very good question. That's a very big question, David. Are you interrogating me? Well, it seems like you are, and I'm open to be interrogated because I'm on Christopher Shearer's show, and there's no rules on Christopher Shearer's show. So if you want to interrogate me, why me? Well, I'm a chosen one, and that's why, because of this hat. Really, I think that could be part of the reason. No, actually, it began for me age 9 and age 12. I wasn't on drugs, no. And in fact, and that's a very good. How can you tell a druid priest is a druid priest? You're very nosy, aren't you, David? No, it's a good question as well, and I like it. How can you tell a druid priest is a druid priest? Well, by their presence. In theory, you can't. However, druid priests have a presence about them. And also, you'll find that if anyone should be in government, it should be the druids, because druids are not biased. For example, two people are arguing over the land. Who owns the most land? Who owns what part of the land? They would go and see a druid priest, and the druid would actually dictate who would get the where the borderline. The druid would actually defer where the borderline begins and ends, so that they would know whose land is whose, and that his word would be final, his words would be binding, and he wouldn't be biased. He would be just but fair. That's what a druid is, just but fair. Do you know what I mean? A druid can be hi there, Daisy, thank you for joining us. Hi there, Cindy Wick. A druid can be a priest, in my case, a high priest, a hierophant, and or can be a judge, a solicitor, a Queen's Counsellor. You know, I don't know, maybe a policeman too. A druid can be many things, but a druid priest, I mean, like they use. Druid priests or druids used to control the Celtics. For example, let's just say Stonehenge was built by the Celts. The druids, one druid even, could organise all that and say, right, that stone goes here, that stone goes there. And if you look at Stonehenge, it's not complete, it's incomplete. Either they didn't finish it, or it was completed and it's been sabotaged. It's one or the other. You have to think about the answer to that yourself. Yeah, surveyors. That's right. That's a very good one, David Nash. They are surveyors. Yeah, I like that one. In fact, druids are surveyors. Yes. Oh, I'm a surveyor too. I didn't really like that. Hey, I like you, David. Anyway, so I'm a surveyor. Yeah, so I'm a surveyor as well. I thought I'd throw that in there. And also, yeah, I like that question you asked earlier about, yeah, why me? Why me? Well, why not me? No, I'll tell you why me. Because I am. When I was like age 9 and 12, I was quite divine. I wasn't malicious. There wasn't a horrible bone in my body. I was a really nice kid, actually, and that could be why. But I'm actually going to go a bit further than that. To be a hierophant, you need to be a Taurus. Okay. And it just so happens that coincidentally, I am a Taurus. So I am a Taurus, which qualifies me to become a Hierophant. I'm also asexual, which actually qualifies me to become a Hierophant, believe it or not. These are preferences that they like you to have to become a Hierophant. A female can't become a Hierophant. Hierophants are not for women. However, a woman could become a High Druid priest. That's possible. A High Druid priestess. That's possible. So there's places for women in the Druid community. Also, Druids support LGBT, so do I, because I am open-minded. I think love is love, and yeah, lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, I support all that. And look at me. I've been working for the last few years presenting esoteric hours with Cassidy Lightwing, who's a transgender. Yes, he's a man with a goatee beard and a big pair of boobs. And he posted a picture of himself on timeline, and like I told him off about it, showing his boobs. If a woman done that, she'd been banned, but he was allowed to like stay. You know what I mean? But yes, well, I'm saying it because for him to show his boobs in public, you know, well, like, and he had better breasts than some women, you know what I mean? And for him to show his breasts, like, well, you know, obviously he's an attention whore, isn't he, really? Hi there, Maren Thompson. Thank you for joining us. Yeah,
Hello, Maren.
I thought I had a bit of humour to the show. I did like that question that he asked, actually, that David asked. Yeah, why me? Well, because I'm a necromancer. What's a necromancer? Well, I didn't know what a necromancer was. I didn't even know they existed. A necromancer can awaken the dead, stimulate spirits, engage and ignite their soul with passion. And I can...
All right to me.
And I can give them a task to perform, and they enjoy it. They enjoy performing tasks on my behalf because they get to enjoy how my reaction, how my thoughts, feelings, and emotions from creations and manifestations that that's occurred because of them. That's their reward. Although you can give them gifts as well. You know, I'm a little bit tight, but you can give them gifts. You know, but they do enjoy the rewards through me. You know what I mean? And also, I pay homage. I don't worship someone. Actually, I've got to address this. Someone on my someone's posted that I am a puppy Luciferian. Well, that's not exactly true. I do not worship or praise any gods or jinn deities. I do not give worship or give praise to any gods or goddesses. However, I pay homage to them all. I walk a middle path. A Hierophant or a Druid walks a middle path. I recognise there's good and bad in the dark and there's good and bad in the light. I recognise that. And therefore, I pay homage to them all. But I worship and do not give praise to anything. Well, David says, well, the constellations aren't where they are now, where they were, but strange that people are lucky if they're born maybe instead of June. For me, being a Taurus was a blessing. Being a Taurus being a Taurian means I can be a Hierophant, which I am, and that's because I'm a Taurus. If I wasn't a Taurus, there could be some issues. You know what I mean? Hi there, Daisy 10 Ponies. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for joining us. Actually, this is Chris's show. We've been on like half hour nearly. Tell me when you want me to shut up, Christopher. Yeah, my seeking ascension. I didn't like, woo, I'm ascending. I didn't even know what ascension was until 12 years ago. But I have been ascension. See, the purpose of life is to seek ascension. And I have been seeking ascension all my life, really, but especially the last 12 years, by training your mind, focusing your mind on positive thoughts. Only think positive vibrations. Give me a problem and I'll find you a solution to that problem. I can't deal with negativity dwelling in my soul. Give me a negative energy and I'll turn it into positive thought, positive emotion, positive feelings, positive manifestations. That's what I do. You know, negative. I am never miserable, depressed. I don't suffer with sorrow or despair, suicide or anything, anxiety. I get nothing like that. I am positive every day of the week. I always shine. And if someone's in my group forum and they're really horrible to me, they can't make me miserable. I just brush it off. You know, they can't make my day miserable. before I boot them out. They can't make my day miserable, you know. Yeah, that's right. Isn't
Exactly.
it?
Brush off the shoulders.
just like a G.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
compliments, everybody.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I've waffled enough, but I have presented. What was it? I've experienced an epiphany. I've ascended. I'm not am I an ascended master? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I'm not telling you. Now the truth is,
Considered a
am I an
module.
ascended master? And the answer is, I don't really. I know I'm ascending, but I wouldn't say I was an ascended master. I have met
Right.
ascended masters, and I wouldn't say that I was one. What was that, Christopher?
And ascending.
Yeah, yeah. And like, like you can become an ascending master, Christopher. You too can become an ascending master. It's the way of life that you live, the way you look at things, and the information you wish to choose to absorb can actually help you to ascend.
I feel I've been here a few times before.
Yeah, you do. I can't say I do, but if I was, I probably was a Knights Templar and maybe a Druid priest. But I don't know if I have been here before, to be honest. This could be my first time round, you know. Thank you, everybody, for joining the show. Anyway, yeah, we are basically near the end, really. All I can say is, yeah, enlightenment. Well, all I've done is been promoting the conspiracy theories and sharing with references and validations and words of clarity, supporting the conspiracy theories of fluoride in the water. The chemtrails have got barium and aluminium in it, which is toxin, and we shouldn't be breathing it in. The foods got toxins in, the pesticides, the toxins that we're consuming, and basically the government are trying to poison us, and also the COVID, the vaccine, and the mask, and Facebook attacked me for all that, and I'm not allowed to talk about any of that anymore. I'm not allowed to talk about conspiracy theories anymore. So all I do on my timeline is discuss spirituality. That's all I do.
It's a good one.
You know. Seeking, I have experienced euphoria in spirituality, in engaging with, communing with spiritual entities. They come to me using telepathy, telethought, visions, thoughts, feelings, emotions, even smell. You know what I mean? Spiritual entities connecting with me is a true honor for me. It really is. Why it only happens to certain people. It depends how open-minded you are. Are you open-minded? Are you closed-minded? Are you narrow-minded? Are you one-track-minded? Are you an atheist? What minded are you? You might think you're open-minded, but you can't go around being an atheist saying that you're open-minded, can you? You can't, can you? Well, they do. They think they're open-minded and they're atheists and they only believe in science. Well, that's not open-minded, is it? You know, you need to recognize is a word of power. Recognize everything, and sometimes to believe in something can deny yourself the truth. So I have a policy. I remain open-minded to the concept of all things. That way I leave plenty of room for wisdom, enlightenment, and divination. That's what I do. Merrin wants to hear Christopher Shearer speak. Okay, that's not a problem. The show's all about me, basically, but we can hear Christopher Shearer speak.
No, very interesting story so far, Bradley. I'm very interested in hearing more.
Okay.
Well, how has all these experiences affected your life?
Well,
have you had any setbacks with friends and family members?
Yes, lost everybody. There was a hate campaign at my last chapel to get me out the area. They believed I was a devil worshipper, and I was very loud. I had a drum kit, and I had the tower in the background there. And the tower is it's got 3 subwoofers. It's my speaker, and yeah. I was very loud. In fact, here they want me out. There's a petition to get me out of here as well. They want me out. I'm a noisy neighbour. If you had a neighbour, you wouldn't want me as your neighbour because I am a noisy neighbour. I'm full of life. I'm high-spirited, and I'm a noisy neighbour. And people come round at such unsociable hours with me as well. I'm awake all night. When the moon is up, I am awake. When the sun comes up, I'm like, oh my God, and I'm asleep. Really,
Mm.
what I mean? I'm not really into the sunlight very much.
Well,
I'm into the moon.
in the early day and in the later day, it seems more peaceful as far as the energies, and but like high noon and like midday is really like heavy to me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's it's, it's hard to explain, but like the activity of the middle of the day is just overbearingly too much. Not so much heat wise, but it just like it feels heavy, you know? Like
yeah. I
but
also like
then
to
like
say I
it,
admire what you're doing, Christopher. It's good to
thank
see
you.
you. Christopher Shearer is back. I remember Christopher Shearer from a few years ago, and he disappeared off the scene. I think you had some issues that you had to tend to,
I
and
had to take care of some physical problems that I was having, yes, and
yeah,
some little bit of I was battling some darkness pretty
yeah,
bad.
that's right. It can happen to any of us. I've walked through storms. I still experience storms now. Psychic storms. We don't forget we are all under a psychological attack, but we don't recognise this. But we are all under. So we all can be a victim to psychological attacks. Instigated by 5G, spiritual entities, archons, interdimensional, multidimensional entities, and archons are one of the biggest culprits, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
In fact, archons' sole purpose in life, they despise humanity, is to create chaos in our mind. And it makes you ask the question, is there a God? Although there is a God, I reckon, I'd say there is. Is there a God? Because who would create archons to destroy it, to create chaos in the minds of the human race? Well, actually, God did. So, we've got to deal with
I
that.
believe
But
I believe in a creator, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's an external being or something. I would say it's more like it's an invisible presence of living
you've
stuff.
got
Like
you've got two
like
higher
looking at this
powers.
like look at
You've
this
got two
tree.
higher powers, Chris. You've got the
Look,
God from the Bible. No, you've got the prime creator source is an energy that is neither a he nor a she, yet is both
right.
masculine and feminine. That's the prime creator source. The prime creator source, the birth of, the Big Bang Theory was the birth of the prime creator source. The prime creator source is the creator of the multiverse. Then you got the God from the Bible, who is an entity, not an energy. He's an entity, and he created the universe. That's the difference. The prime creator source created the multiverse and is an energy. The God from the Bible is an entity that created the universe. That's the difference.
I
I'm
live
not
on the
really.
border of two different areas, Marin. Here's what she said here. I won't reveal my exact location on live video, but I do live in a place that is bordering to a state in another country.
Yeah, yeah. Really? All right. Okay. Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Really? That was a good guess, wasn't it? Hey, that's psychic. No, not
Way to
really.
guess. Wonderful guess.
I don't claim to be psychic, actually. I have had psychic phenomena happen to me, but I still don't claim to be a psychic because I don't know how to switch it on or switch it off. You ask, what's my gift, David? I've been blessed with a psychic, medium, remote viewing, telepathy, telekinesis, mind reading, spirit reading, necromancy. I'm an initiate of the occult. I'm a knight of the high order, an order so secret it cannot be named. But I'm not Illuminati or Freemason like some people are claiming that I am. I'm not. And I'm a dragon king, affiliated to dragons. I'm a shadow mage. And I
One
can do
favor I have
many.
to ask of you, Bradley, never remote view me, please.
The thing is, Christopher, now, so what's the problem then? The problem is I don't know how to switch it on or switch it off. It comes at random. So
Right.
I'd never claim to be psychic because I don't know how to switch it on or switch it off. And I am
Well, that's
still seeking
usually
attention.
a lot of gifted people don't know how to turn it on or off, and that's some of the issues they run into is like it happens. What do you call it?
The spirits have told me it's easy.
Spontaneously, it'll just boom
That's right.
happen. And
Random.
sometimes it
I'm
freaks them out, and sometimes they can understand what's happening. And so in that sense, it's looked at as like they're crazy by the normal people that you know, or naysayers, I'd say, like non-believers. But then there's those who look at them as gifted or whatever because they've pulled things out that they don't know where they came from, you know. And so I've met a few people that were spontaneously psychic.
Yeah. I go with that. I'm spontaneously random as well, and with my gifts, and in general, I am. Opal Moon used to moan at me and say, "You come to me to broadcast a show, Esoteric Hours, 10 minutes before we're due to go on stage live, and I haven't even got to put my face on yet." You know what I mean? She used to like, 10 minutes. Like, we got to do a show. We got to do a show. She'd be like, "What the?" You know. Yeah, bless it. Rest in peace, Opal Moon. Has been passed away a year now. A year Opal Moon has been gone. Rest in peace, Opal Moon.
She's still here with us.
What was that was coming up? Merrin Thompson says, try living in my area. It's so haunted that one has to had to reconcile with the fact that there is always going to be some strange stuff that happens here. Wow, Merrin, your place is really haunted. Well, I lived on a haunted site. The second place we lived in, that was quite haunted. Definitely. Yeah, Merrin Thompson says I still miss Opal Moon. Yes, yeah, so do I.
She may be gone physically, but her presence is still here. Yeah, that's what's great. You know.
Yeah.
So she's always there. You can talk to her whenever you want. You just have to, hey Opal,
Merrin's on my team as well. Merrin is one of Bradley's angels. She is administrator to some of the groups and an advisor to me, and she's also a spy for me as well. And because you've got to have your spot. David Nash says angels whisper when they want. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I go with that. Yeah, they do. Yeah. My angel, when I encountered her, which was quite a while, maybe half hour I was with her, 20 minutes, half hour. I wasn't looking at my watch, and I didn't think of getting the camera either. I didn't leave her, actually. I thought if I moved away, she might disappear. And she got rid of the demon for me, and then she started in my eyes. She put loads of writing for me to read, and she also said, like without words, she said, "Pray to God," and she got me to pray on the spot while I was there, and so that she could carry my prayer to God, because angels are messengers of God. And she also suggested that I read the Bible every day, And did I? No, I never did. I didn't follow her advice, and I should have done, because she did get rid of a demon for me. It's not saying that I won't. I know quite a bit about the Bible, but I'm not religious, and I've never read the Bible. It's just stories that I picked up, really. I know a bit about the Bible, and I know there's an element of truth in all religions. The Bible is a book of energy. It's not a book of fallacies. It's not a book of fiction. It's a book of miracles, a book of prayers, encryptions, codes, a book of numbers. It's a book of so many things, and people call it a book of fallacies. I don't really think they know what they're talking about, to be honest with you. Do they know what they're talking about? No, they don't know what they're talking about, so they call it a book of fallacies because they don't know what they're talking about, when it's not. There's an element of truth in all religions, even in the Quran. You've got Muhammad, he was a messenger like Jesus, and it's saying, follow the message. And what does religion do? Follow the messenger. You know what I mean?
I follow more of it, the Torah.
Yeah, what about that?
It's they're called the CDT plates from pre-Atlantean times.
Yeah.
It's human history.
And the apocrypha in it, what's it called?
Apocrypha?
Yeah, that is books that have been stolen from the Bible is that. I think there's how many, what, 13, 11 or 13 books there. That is, you add that to the Bible. In fact, if the Bible was a book of fallacies, a book of lies, a book of misinformation, why has it been censored? Uh-huh. Why have they censored the Bible? It originally had maybe 66 books in it, and it's got like a quarter of that, less than a quarter of that. Why has that happened? Why has the Bible been censored? Have a think about that. Anyway, that's about the Bible. It's all about me.
Right,
And we're
right.
talking about me is basically I've really covered quite a lot. Is yeah, spiritual entities. Why do they come to me? Because they can, and I'm a listener, and I engage with them. There's a God frequency. There's a draconian cosmic flow, Typhonian cosmic flow, a bluestone current. This in the universe is the planets, the sun, the moon, the stars. You can see all that. But in the cosmos, you can't see the God frequency, the dragon current, the Typhonian current, draconian, the dragon cosmic flow, the Bluestonian current. You can't see any of these currents, but they're in the cosmos. They're in the cosmos. The cosmos is sound frequency and vibration that you can't see, and that's what you need to tune into. If you tune into that, you'll find you'll be tuning into the electromagnetic frequency, which is governed by the cosmos. And if you tune into that, that's where the spiritual entities could travel through. Also, 5G can manipulate the electromagnetic frequency as well. So, like
Because they're
spirits
virtual.
travel through that frequency, and if you can connect to that, well, I don't really connect to that. They connect to me, so I must be connected to that. I'm like an antenna, like a medium. They come to me at random. You know, they just come to me at random, and they're normally nice, and they're eagle spirits as well, and they're normally nice. Although I have met some unsavoury characters, I will admit
PK
that.
agent.
Yeah, yeah. However, like you know, like you know, not everybody will be blessed, but some people might be blessed in this life and see
Go ahead,
angels,
buddy.
demons, all sorts. There's good demons and there's bad demons, you know, basically. But yeah, there's good and bad in all, really.
I
I
can't
feel
right
like
now.
I haven't heard of any good archons. All archons are bad. That's what I've heard. I haven't heard any.
Yeah.
In fact, I've also heard that
Yeah.
bad archons. No one knows what archons really look like. It's
What's
possible
the
that
title?
archons are bad dragons. Do you know what I mean?
Huh.
That's possible. Archons are bad dragons.
Millen says, has anyone heard or seen Cassidy on Facebook the last few days? Something is too quiet for my liking. I haven't seen him on for a little while now.
No, Maren. No, we've me, Cassidy, and Jim Andre all on the same boat, heading towards the light. Only like me and Jim are like we interact with each other quite commonly, and yeah, but we haven't heard nothing from Cassidy Lightwing. But we don't interact with Cassidy Lightwing that much at all anyway lately. To be honest with you, that's the way it is. You know, we don't interact with him really, but like we bless him and wish him the best. To be honest with you. We haven't heard nothing from him, Merrin, so we can't help you on that one. But thank you for keeping an eye on him for us. Send him a message if you wish. We'll keep an eye for coffee. What about Coffee with the Lion? That's probably broadcasted every day, so he must be on there, surely. Is there any questions you'd like to ask, Christopher? Or is there any questions that David Nash would like to ask? David Nash, thank you for your questions.
How often do you, I want to say, raise the dead?
Well, I'm going to my brother's next week, and I'll be practicing some rituals, summoning and conjuring spiritual entities using sigils and words of power from the occult to stimulate their senses, awaken them from the dead, and help them to engage in perform tasks on my behalf, which they will enjoy doing, which is actually the destruction of demons that wish to create chaos in the minds of human beings. Because I'm an ambassador for mankind and I care about humanity. The 1% might be destroying humanity, but in general, humans are not bad people. They're not. They are good people in general, light workers and truth seekers. They are good people. But let's say not 1%, 5%. Let's say 10% are bad. So you can't go generalize that all humans are bad, all humans are destructive, out to destroy the planet and all that. That's not true at all. You know?
It's an influence thing. Are you influenced in that way to go commit these atrocities, or are you influenced in the way where you're going to help humanity? You know, it's all about like how you're influenced and what you're doing for who, and who's in charge of the money that you're making, or what are you going to do for that money? You know, basically what it boils down to, it's like who's in charge of the cash flow is going to make the demands of its workers or its people to commit or omit to certain things, and whether or not that person has the mentality to say no or not, I'm not going to do that, that's not right, or are they going to proceed with, you know, the destruction. Me, on the other hand, I don't care how much money I'm offered, I'm not going to go and hurt people and create chaos for money. You know, I'm going to do what's right, you know, in my heart.
Money is the new god. Money is worshipped as a god because you are a slave to the wage, and you worship the dollar. You worship money because what else is there to worship? Money can give you a better quality of life, improve your standard of living, enhance your life, can destroy your life, you know? Or you can struggle because you haven't got enough of it, you know. And you can work hard as well, and still you can work hard, and at the end of the week half of that money could go on the rent, and you could be struggling even though you've worked hard. So, for me, life is a blessing for me, and I live with abundance, and I never want for nothing. However, not everyone can say that life is a gift. Not everyone can say that. I recognise that. If I lived in Africa, I wouldn't be saying life is a gift, would I? You know.
Who knows?
No, I don't know. Actually, I might even be a shaman if I lived in Africa, or a witch doctor.
Yeah. If I choose to use your testimony in my book, do I have your consent to use this testimony in my book?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can assist you in any way, Christopher, with your quest, your people's quest, I will. I will put more people your way, but obviously you've only got so much room and so much time to fit all these people in. But I will help you if I can. If you ever need any help, just contact me, Christopher. If I don't answer immediately, I will get back to you, okay? Because I do rate you. I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing, and I do rate you quite high. And I'm really pleased that you're back in my life, actually, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
You're actually a really nice guy. I don't know if you recognise that. Recognise is a word of power. You need to recognise yourself.
Oh, yes.
You know? And try to recognise yourself, recognise who you are, recognise your qualities and your attributes, because we've all got qualities and attributes and gifts. Recognise them, tune into them, and that's what you're doing now, you know, and that's good. You know, I'm really pleased for you. It's good to have you back.
Animal lover.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So recognise is a word of power. Recognise who you are. Words of power. Words of spells. Spells of spellings.
RUDE. Recognize, utilize, dedicate, and evolve.
Yeah, that's very. I like that one. Yeah.
I made that up myself.
Recognise, evaluate, eradicate, eliminate anything bad in your life.
Yes.
You know, even people. You know, walking away from my marriage of 30 years was the best thing I ever did, and it was an expensive marriage. I divorced. I lost everything. However, I lost everything and discovered me, and I actually like my company very much, and I'm so pleased I left. I should have left it long before that. And leaving was the best thing. And because I like who I am, what I'm discovering. I'm still on a journey of self-discovery, as you are, Chris, as well. And you're on a journey of self-discovery, discovering yourself. And that's how you seek ascension, by discovering yourself and doing things that you enjoy as well. That is a form of what do you call it when you meditation. Washing the car. If you enjoy washing the car, that is meditation. Do you see what I mean? Do things that you enjoy. That's meditation. You don't have to lay there on the settee with a candle burning and incense and that. You can do things you enjoy. That's meditation, and you will ascend as well doing that.
Exactly.
By doing things that you enjoy. So remember that meditation is doing things you enjoy. You know. And what did you used to enjoy doing? What did you used to enjoy doing? Because that's what you should be tuning into, what you used to enjoy doing. Not rush home to get in front of the TV and be programmed by programs to watch
Well,
dramas
my
when you should be
enjoyments weren't
doing.
the best of enjoyments. Like in the majority's eyes, I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. It was enjoyment, but now I'm
Yeah.
on a different wavelength, a higher wavelength, and I don't need those past enjoyments to sustain my fulfillment anymore. So I
That's good.
do I do this. I write. I sit in the yard. You know, I work.
In fact, I'd like to have you on Esoteric Hours, just you really on your own, or maybe like I don't know, like 'cause we got you've had two guests, we're gonna have them back, and we've got another one lined up. But yeah, like just have you on, so there might be four of us on the show. But it'd be nice to have you on the show because you're an interesting character and you're doing something for the community for
Correct.
free, and you're not getting paid for it, you know. And I think that's really kind of you to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, is it like an ebook? What you're doing, an ebook?
I got a PDF ebook coming out with it. I want to do an audiobook and I want to do release on print too.
Right, yeah. Well, that sounds
But
quite interesting, and the varieties of people that you
I need
can.
to go through a couple of these interviews and make transcripts though, because the the client or the interviewee couldn't provide any typed up documentation for me to make it a little easier. So I have to go through and do auto transcribe on one device and transcribe what we talked about in the interview, and then go through the transcribe and pull out what they said, and then kind of leave out what I said, just because it's their testimony. It's not a bunch of back and forth talking. So it's I want to get their stories as much as I can of their stories, and then transcribe that and onto paper into the book. So it, it's a process.
Rightio. I'm just looking at. I won't be just be 5 seconds. It says something about a live going live. Oh,
What's that?
no, that's all. I thought I was going live then. No, I got these pre-scheduled shows. Thought I was going live, but I'm not. So that's okay. That's good. Yeah, no, I've been on here with you. Like we've been on in nearly an hour anyway. Yeah, like I know it's been random and spontaneous, but the thing is, I've had my whole life. I've been a spiritualist, and yeah, I've got Merlin as my guardian angel. Why me? Because the spirits have said I'm a scepter. I don't fully understand what that means. And Merlin said I'm a bluestone, a Preseli bluestone from the inner circle of Stonehenge, a bluestone. Bluestones have healing qualities. I possibly have right hands. When my wife had sciatica, I would lay on the bed and massage her back, and I was the only person who could take the pain away. The medication that she received from the doctor did not take the pain away, yet my hands did. So I might have right hands, but I don't use them, to be honest with you, except on myself probably. I don't really use right hands on anyone. Yeah, I'm a spiritual advisor because I enjoy helping people and offering them good advice. And like behind the scenes, you know, I'm a like a medium in a sense, or you know, and a necromancer. I connect with spirits, spiritual entities, and yeah, to enhance lives. I'm not a devil worshipper. I don't manifest evil to harm the human race because I'm an ambassador for mankind. I care about mankind. I care about humanity, and I frown upon anyone that is cruel to another human being. In fact, if they are, they're probably a narcissist, a drug addict, or a soulless being. They're the only
Right.
people that could be horrible to another human being, you know.
Right.
And soulless beings exist, and they walk this planet. Soulless beings.
Cold body cadavers.
Okay.
That's what I call
Over
them.
to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Cold body
Over to
cadaver
you.
is a soulless being. It can be inhabited by any type of evil entity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wrote
Basically.
about that in my book too, by the way.
Yeah. Soulless beings are real. I've got one in me, actually. I know they're real because I've got one in me.
Well, you're
And
not a soulless being, so you can't be totally overthrown by a demon because you have a soul.
I can't be overthrown by this demon because I'm stronger than he is.
There you
That's
go. There
why.
you go.
some people are not as strong as a demon, and they can be overthrown or ruled by. Oh, hi there, Marianne Clark. Thank you for joining us. We're coming to the end of the show, actually, but thank you for joining us. This is just a quick interview with Christopher Shearer to help him with his ebook about me and my paranormal phenomenal experiences and encounters during my lifetime, which has been many. A proper interview with me, itemizing each encounter would last 2.5 hours, to be honest with you. But this is just a brief show to cover just like, you know, some of the paranormal phenomena. And yes, how has it affected my life? Yeah, I've had hate campaigns against me saying that I'm a devil worshipper when I'm not. Hate campaigns against me saying that I support LGBT, which is fine. If you want to hate me for that, I haven't got a problem with that. And yeah, and I've lost my family, but I've got them back. I managed to get my family back. And they realise that they have to accept me for who I am, and they recognise that. You know?
Exactly.
Because if you've never seen a ghost or a spirit, how are you meant to believe they exist?
They do, and that's part of unconditional love. Also, is to be accepted of for who you are. You know, if somebody has to make a condition to like you, then it's not real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so like, you know, I mean, I don't cause harm to anyone or anything like that. All I do is good for people, actually. You know, and I think they're starting to recognise that now.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm a spiritual advisor, you know, and that's the way it is. So that's basically it, Christopher. Anyway, thank you for having me on your show. It's been a pleasure to be here.
You are more than welcome. It's my pleasure.
Okay, and I will have you on Esoteric Hours very soon, okay?
Okay.
To help promote your show or whatever you're doing. Thank you for Beck Birdie, David Nash, Cindy Wick, Merrin Thompson, Marianne Clark, and anybody else who was watching. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for popping in and viewing our show today. It's a pleasure to have anybody and anyone who's interested in paranormal or spiritual or, you know, enlightening experiences to watch my show, because I will be covering many different avenues of spirituality and these types of experiences, just because we're not alone here. You know, there's many of us who have had these kinds of experiences who may be afraid to talk about it and actually be understood and accepted for it. So that's another reason why I'm doing this, because I know I myself, I was a little scared to talk about mine at first. And when I finally came out of the hat with it, you know, yeah, I was called names and stuff and crazy or whatnot. But, you know, as time's progressed and I've told more people about it, it's become easier, you know, and it's just another reason why I'm doing this, so I can help other people tell their stories and get a good hold on society, on their experiences, and that, you know, tell the other people that haven't had these experiences that they are real, you know, and not just to brush it under the rug as like schizophrenia or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, metaphysics, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum mysticism. All my life I've experienced quantum mysticism. Quantum mysticism is a science that physicists and scientists don't fully understand, and they might even write, some of them write it off as gibberish, garbage. And quantum mysticism is real and it actually does exist. Quantum mechanics exists. Quantum physicists, that telekinesis is quantum physics. Telekinesis.
Yep.
Yeah. That's very kind of you. Thank you for saying that. Marianne Clark, Bradley Powers, we are all you need. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you. And yeah, metaphysics is real. Quantum mechanics, quantum physics, it's all real. And just because scientists don't understand it, well, that's their problem, isn't it? To be honest with you, you know. I don't fully understand it, but I recognise it, and I recognise it's real. You know.
Right.
You know.
And that's what comes with having an open mind about stuff.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it does. I was blessed from an early age. I'll give you that. Like at age 12, I woke up to a priest on my bed performing a sermon. I've even here at this chapel here, with the light on in the hallway and the light on in the lounge, my door was opening and closing a little bit every now and then, and I saw a druid standing behind it, and the druid was debating whether to come and give me a message or not, but he didn't know whether to wake me up. And he was in material. He was material. He wasn't a ghost. But I fell back to sleep, so I didn't actually get to receive the message. But I remember seeing
Awesome.
him, and that was with the light on. Some spirits can come into this realm in a material form without,
Yes.
they really can do that. Some spirits,
Well,
and
that's what comes with having that. When you ascend far enough, you gain the ability to manifest a physical body, even though you're etherical or spiritual. Like we shed our physical skin when we reach past the seventh density. We will shed our physical skin and be able to travel around as etherical beings, energy, because that's what we are. We are energetic beings, spiritual. And upon will, we can manifest into the form that we are known as. So like
yeah,
the way I look is how I will look in my next life.
yeah.
And
That's right.
so on. Like so if I became an etherical being and then I wanted to manifest a physical body, I could do that and I would look just like this.
Yeah, yeah. I've had relations, friends, family friends come to me when they cross over. They just come to me to say, "Hello there, hi." We just thought we'd say hi whilst we're on our way to heaven or wherever they're going. I think that's very kind
Right.
of them as well. You know, they don't have to, but they do. Like it's really nice, when they do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a true honour. I've been blessed. Not everyone's been blessed like I have been, and it's a true honour, and I respect that. And I'm using it to awaken uh, the lost souls, tormented souls, tortured souls. I'm trying to awaken them from their slumber and making them recognise that there's more to life than what they see, and that's what I do
Right.
for a living. Really. Okay, Christopher, over to
I know
you.
you're tired. It's late. It's already midnight for you. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
let's call it a night then.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your time, Christopher. Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
coming on.
Okay,
And
it's been
thank
a
you
pleasure.
everyone for tuning in.
Thank you. All right, goodbye, Christopher, and I'll book a slot for you for esoteric hours very soon. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Take
Until
care,
next
Christopher.
time. All right.
Until next
Until
time.
next time, everybody. Namaste. We love you all. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Goodbye.
Welcome.